Sometimes I set my camera up, press record, and have no idea what I'm actually going to say. And today is one of those days. But basically what I want to do is kind of continue documenting my journey, I suppose, and just update you on where I am. Because since lockdown started, all I've really been able to do is record videos here in my flat. I'm not able to do what I usually enjoyed doing, going out taking photos, going out hiking, going travelling. I can't do any of that. So all I can do is talk to you from my flat and talk to you about how things are going for me, I guess. But one of the main things I want to do in sharing my journey is to motivate, I hope to motivate other people. I guess when I started this YouTube channel, the main thing I wanted to do through this channel was to really motivate people. Obviously my goal in life is to make a career from my photography. So this channel was set up to document my journey trying to become a professional travel photographer. Because social media and YouTube and Instagram are so full of what appear to be people living the perfect life, and a lot of people get frustrated by that, thinking, wow, how are they so lucky? Why can't I live this perfect life? I want to show the reality rather than just a highlight reel, and I hope just that alone will inspire people to actually show people what life is really like, to show people that there are bad moments and you have to fight through those bad moments. So that's what I've been trying to do here. I want to show people that they can take control of their lives, so long as you don't do what I was doing until quite recently, where I was reacting to the world, reacting to what the world was throwing at me, reacting to external factors in a very negative way, and complaining and getting frustrated and thinking, why do all these rubbishy things keep happening to me? You can't control a lot. You can't control external things in the world. Most of the things that happen to you on a daily basis you can't control, but what you can control is how you respond to those things. And what I was doing is responding to things in a negative way, and I basically at that time didn't feel like I was in control of my life. I kind of had this thought process where basically the world was against me and everything I tried didn't work out. Whereas now my mindset has very much changed. I don't get affected by external factors so much. I'm just purely focusing on what I can control. I'm just purely focused on myself and improving myself, being the best person I can be, putting in as much effort towards my goals as I can. As long as I just focus on myself and take good action, then I'm happy. And things are so much better for that. So I want to kind of show that to people as well. I have always, if I have been unhappy with something in my life, I have always kind of took some sort of action to change that. For example, when I lived in London, when I was house sharing with other people, I lived in several different properties over my few years living in London, and sometimes I lived with some people who just didn't have any consideration for the fact that they were sharing a house with 4 or 5 other people. People who were obnoxiously loud in the early hours of the morning, people who would get drunk and bring random people back to the house at 2-3 o'clock in the morning on like a Wednesday evening things when other people have to get up early for work. So in that situation, I made a change and found somewhere else to live. That's just a very easy example. But when I was unhappy with my job, I changed my job. I'm not someone who... There's a lot of people who just complain about work, and I'm like, well, you can change your job. If you're really that unhappy about it, you can change your job. I'm not afraid of making changes if I'm not happy with something in my life. I have moved properties for that reason. I've left London altogether and moved here, bought my own property. I've quit jobs. I've rented out this flat to go traveling. I've taken risks, but it's because I'd rather, if I'm unhappy with something, I'd rather take action to actually do something about it. So that's another thing I kind of want to encourage people, show people, that if you are unhappy with anything in your life, just do something rather than just complain about it all the time. If you are serious about it, at least try to do something. Sometimes the actions go the way you'd want them to, sometimes better, sometimes they go worse, but it's far better to try than to just complain about something for the rest of your life. And one of the other main reasons I set up this channel, and something I've spoken about over the course of the time I've been doing YouTube, is living without regret is something I think about a lot, and it's why I'm pursuing the things that I love. It's why I take risks, and I basically just don't want to get to... It's something I think about a lot, where I don't want to be on my deathbed and think, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. That's really important to me. So I guess all these things tie in together. But yeah, I just want to live my best life, and when I am on my deathbed, whenever that is, I just want to almost just be satisfied that I have had a good life and made the most of it. So that's kind of the main reason why this channel was set up. I really want to motivate people through this channel, and more recently, as I've kind of started journaling actually and thinking about things a lot, it's really driven it to myself again, driven home to myself that as I am growing over these last few days and weeks, I really want to share my story, and I want to document my journey of myself growing, because I hope that if people can see me taking action and doing something to improve myself, and if people can actually see that growth, then I really hope that will inspire people. So in my last few videos, I've spoken about, well, how I was feeling very down and very frustrated about my life not being where I wanted it to be. And I got to a point where I was like, I've had enough of this. I'm not living my best life. I need to make a change. And then I started to make changes, and I've been getting I'm much happier now, and I'm making some changes in my life which are doing me a lot of good. So more recently, since my last video, I've spoken about some of the good things to come out of being on lockdown. I'm thinking more about my health, I'm more about exercise. So since I last spoke to you in my last video, basically all those things are just getting stronger and stronger. And as a result, I'm getting much more positive about my future and excited about my journey. You know, a while ago when I was feeling down and frustrated, I couldn't look positively about my future. I was questioning and doubting pretty much everything I couldn't see how my life in the current situation was going to improve and get to where I wanted it to be. I was quite pessimistic really, because I just thought nothing's happening for me, nothing's working for me. What am I doing with my life? Whereas now, just making small changes in my life, even just exercising more, has really had a big impact on not just my fitness, but my mentality. And I'm getting much more clearer on my vision, and clearer and optimistic about my future. I can see where I want to get to, I can see how I want to get there. And I think the really, really important thing is that it's making me just appreciate and love the here and now, where I am now, because instead of just kind of like worrying about the future, I'm excited about the building process, if that makes sense. I'm excited about the here and now and doing the things to get me to where I want to go. I'm excited about the journey, and I'm particularly excited to share that journey with you. And I have spoken about on my channel about wanting to share my journey, but I think now more than ever I'm more excited about the journey myself, and I'm more clear about where exactly I want to take that journey. And I'm hoping this is making sense. It makes sense to me. I'm hoping it's making sense to you as well. But I think the reason why I sat down to record this video is basically just to say, because I am very excited to share my journey, I've decided I'm going to do a lot more of that. I've decided I'm going to, on my blog, write a lot more blog posts and treat it almost like a diary, because I have started journaling nearly every day and just writing down my thoughts, and that's been a really, really good thing, because that has been one of the things that's given me a lot of clarity. And as I'm doing that and it's making me realize things, I think, well, I could be putting this down onto a blog post, and every day sharing the things that I've learned each day, sharing the things that I've improved on each day. And that's what I'm going to do basically on my blog. Whether or not I will write a blog post every single day, I'm not 100% sure. I'll certainly do it most days, but there are a lot of things I want to work on. So even though I can't go out and take photos, I am still keeping very, very busy, because there's so much that I want to do. So I don't want to overwhelm myself, and doing a blog post every day is a big commitment. So I won't force myself to do it if I'm busy working on something else which is particularly important, but I will certainly do it as many days as I can. Sometimes I'll share videos, kind of like daily vlog style videos. Sometimes I'll just share kind of like a diary post. I'll share photos as well. Another thing I've realized just lately is that since lockdown started, I wasn't doing any photography at all, because I can't go out and do landscapes and things that I usually do. I just wasn't doing any photography, and it's gotten to the point now where I'm really frustrated about the fact that I'm not doing any photography, because that's like my thing, that's what I do. So the last couple of days, as I've been going out either for a run or for a walk, just my daily exercise, I've just been taking my my action camera, which I've lost. I don't know where. Oh, I think it's in my living room. I've been taking my DJI Osmo Action, because it's like that big, fits in my pocket. So I've been taking photos on that as I've been walking around. And some days I've started taking photos just out of my window. So I am making a conscious effort to take photos every day now as well. Even if it's not something you usually photograph, it gets you actively thinking about composition and lighting and things like that. It gets you thinking about that on a daily basis. So it's something I do believe in, but I haven't been doing it all lately. So that is something I've now started to do, and that is something that I will now be able to share on my blog as well. So taking photos every day, obviously they don't need to be amazing photos. They don't need to be photos that are going to go on your portfolio. It's just about keeping active, keeping your creativity active. So I will share some of those photos on my blog as well. So basically I just recorded this video just to say that I'm going to be documenting much more of my journey almost on a daily basis over at my blog, over on my website chrisgouge.co.uk/blog. So yeah, check there as often as you like. I'll be sharing not just kind of like written journal diary style things, but also photos, sometimes kind of like daily vlogs, which I will not be sharing on YouTube. The kind of daily videos that I do, most of them, maybe even all of them, will just purely be on my blog. I'll still make my usual weekly videos as well here on YouTube, but if you're interested in my journey and hopefully some inspiration, then there's going to be a lot more of that on my blog. And if you want to share anything about your personal story, what your goals are, where you are on your journey, or if there's anything you're struggling with, then if you're happy to share any of that with me, whether that's commenting on my blog post or just sending me a message privately on Instagram or sending me an email, then please do that, because the more I know about you and what you're struggling with or what you're trying to achieve or where you are in your journey, then the more I can I hope help you. But that's it for this week. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.